Your Ford F-150's transmission can be destroyed in a single afternoon of towing. And the worst part is, most owners have no idea they're doing anything wrong. Here are the 7 towing mistakes that are quietly killing F-150's transmissions every single day. Number 7. Towing with oversized tires on stock differential gear ratios. This is one of the most common mistakes F-150 owners make, and most of them don't even realize it's happening. A lot of guys put bigger tires on their truck, 35s or 37s, for the look or the ground clearance, and they never think twice about what that does to the drivetrain when a trailer gets hooked up. Here's the reality. When you increase tire diameter without changing the differential gear ratio to match, you fundamentally alter the final drive ratio of the entire powertrain. The tractive force your truck can put to the ground drops significantly, and the powertrain control module has to compensate by commanding lower gears more frequently, causing constant harsh downshifting and gear hunting under load. The torque converter takes the worst of it. To compensate for the lost mechanical advantage, the converter stays unlocked longer, multiplying torque through fluid shear rather than a mechanical lock. That fluid shear generates enormous heat, and heat is what destroys automatic transmission fluid. Once the ATF starts breaking down, the clutch packs begin slipping, the friction plates glaze over, and the planetary gear train starts wearing prematurely. The 5-liter naturally aspirated V8 suffers the most here. It simply doesn't have the low-end torque to mask the mechanical disadvantage the way the turbocharged EcoBoost engines can. The fix is straightforward, but it requires commitment. You need to re-gear both the front and rear differentials to restore the factory relationship between engine RPM and wheel speed. For 35-inch tires, that means moving to a 4.10 to 1 or 4.56 to 1 axle ratio. For 37-inch tires, you're looking at 4.56 to 1 or 4.88 to 1. After re-gearing, the speedometer and transmission shift schedules need to be recalibrated using a diagnostic tool like ForeScan to match the new setup. Skip the re-gear and keep towing heavy, and you're looking at complete friction material failure and a transmission replacement bill between $7,400 and $10,000. Before we get to the next one, if you want a more in-depth look into how your truck can last 200,000, 300,000, or even 500,000 miles, this ebook reveals the exact maintenance secrets and brand-specific strategies that every smart truck owner should know. If you want to check it out, the link is down in the description below. Number 6. Failing to manually lock out overdrive gears under heavy load. This one catches a lot of experienced truck owners off guard because they think tow/haul mode is handling it for them. It isn't. The 10R80 10-speed automatic transmission in modern F-150s has 3 overdrive gears, 8th, 9th, and 10th. These gears were designed for one purpose: keeping engine RPM as low as possible during unladen highway cruising to maximize fuel economy. The clutch packs that engage these gears are built with exceptionally thin friction plates because they were never intended to carry heavy torque loads. When you're towing a heavy trailer at highway speeds and the transmission shifts into those top overdrive gears, those thin plates are suddenly being asked to handle loads they were never engineered for. Tow/haul mode recalibrates shift points and delays upshifts, but it does not prevent the transmission from eventually climbing into 8th, 9th, or 10th gear during sustained highway cruising. What happens is a continuous cycle of micro-slippage across the overdrive clutch packs, generating intense localized heat. The constant hunting between 7th gear and the overdrive ratios creates clutch-to-clutch transition wear that degrades the friction material rapidly. You'll first notice it as a slight RPM flare between the 7 to 8 or 9 to 10 shifts. That's the clutch slipping before it fully engages. Ignore it long enough, and you lose high gear engagement entirely. The solution is simple and costs nothing. Use the physical gear selector buttons on your shift lever to manually lock out 8th, 9th, and 10th gears when towing under load. Keep the transmission in 6th or 7th gear, direct drive or underdrive ratios, where the clutch packs are built to handle real torque. The engine stays in its peak torque band, the torque converter locks up cleanly, and the transmission runs cooler. Letting those overdrive gears engage under heavy load leads to a rebuild bill ranging from $4,150 to $7,250. Number 5. Backing heavy trailers up inclines in high range. This is a mistake that happens at boat ramps, steep driveways, and campsite pull-ins all across the country, and it quietly destroys torque converters every single time. When you back a loaded trailer up a steep incline in standard 2-wheel drive or 4-wheel drive high range, the mechanical resistance against the drivetrain is enormous. Reverse gear in standard high range lacks the massive gear reduction of low range, and at low speeds against a heavy uphill load, the torque converter is forced into severe, prolonged slip. The physics here are brutal because the vehicle is barely moving or momentarily stationary. Nearly 100% of the engine's rotational energy is being converted into heat inside the transmission fluid rather than motion. That thermal spike is so intense that the ATF literally boils and gets forced out through the transmission's overflow vent valve. Owners who've done this describe finding a puddle of transmission fluid under the truck after the maneuver. That's exactly what's happening. The fix is to use your transfer case the way it was designed to be used. Before backing a heavy trailer up any significant incline, shift into 4-wheel drive, low range. The transfer case introduces a massive gear reduction that multiplies engine torque before it ever reaches the transmission, which means the torque converter can spin with minimal slip and the fluid temperature stays within safe operating limits. It takes 10 seconds to do, and it's the difference between a healthy transmission and a destroyed torque converter. If you've already been doing this without 4-wheel drive low, watch for a burning smell from the transmission tunnel, fluid weeping from the overflow vent, and a shudder or shaking sensation during light throttle cruising between 35 and 55 miles per hour. That's torque converter clutch damage. Replacing a failed torque converter and performing the mandatory cooler flush runs between $3,000 and $5,000. If you're finding this useful, hit that like button and subscribe. We put out honest, real-world truck and transmission information every single week, and we don't want you to miss it. Number 4. Adhering to the OEM 150,000-mile fluid service interval. Ford's official maintenance schedule says the transmission fluid doesn't need to be changed until 150,000 miles. If you tow with your F-150, that interval will cost you your transmission. That 150,000-mile figure applies to optimal, unladen highway driving conditions. The moment you hook up a trailer, haul a heavy load, operate in hilly terrain, or drive in extreme heat or cold, you are operating under what Ford's own maintenance documentation classifies as severe duty conditions. Under those conditions, transmission fluid temperatures run significantly hotter than normal, and the Ford Mercon ULV synthetic fluid breaks down far faster than the factory interval accounts for. Here's what happens when the fluid degrades. The Mercon ULV loses its viscosity, which reduces its ability to carry heat away from the clutch packs and maintain hydraulic pressure throughout the valve body. Normal wear particles and microscopic friction material debris accumulate in the degraded fluid, forming an abrasive slurry that clogs the delicate passages in the main valve body, wears down the valve bores, and causes solenoid cross-leakage. The result is a progressive loss of hydraulic line pressure, harsh or delayed shifting, and accelerated mechanical wear across every internal component. There's also a critical warning for anyone who has been running extended intervals. If you've gone past 80,000 miles without a fluid service, some dealerships will actually refuse to perform the service. The reason is that fresh, highly detergent fluid can wash away the suspended friction materials and glaze deposits that are the only thing keeping worn clutch packs from slipping immediately. If, that's your situation, find a transmission specialist who can assess the fluid condition before deciding how to proceed. For everyone else, adopt a severe duty service schedule, a pan drop, filter replacement, and fresh Mercon ULV fluid every 30,000 to 60,000 miles. That single habit is the cheapest insurance policy you can buy for this transmission. Number 3, overlooking high transmission temperatures and the sticking bypass valve. This is where things get serious, because this failure mode can destroy your transmission without giving you much warning at all. The 10R80 transmission operates safely between 175 and 225 degrees Fahrenheit under normal conditions. To regulate fluid temperature, Ford integrated a thermal bypass valve into the cooling circuit. The problem is that the factory-designed thermal bypass valve is highly prone to sticking or failing in the closed position, which restricts or completely blocks fluid flow to the external cooler. When you're towing under heavy load with a failed bypass valve, transmission temperatures can escalate rapidly past the safe threshold, sometimes reaching as high as 250 to 260 degrees Fahrenheit or more. At those temperatures, something specific and catastrophic happens inside the transmission. The internal brass bushing on the CDF drum assembly, which controls the CD and F clutch packs, expands at a different rate than the surrounding aluminum drum housing. The extreme heat and high line pressures force that bushing to physically slide out of its seat, a failure mode known as CDF drum bushing migration. Once the bushing migrates, it blocks the oil passages leading to the clutch packs, cutting off hydraulic pressure to half the transmission almost instantly. The result is severe shift flares, immediate clutch slipping, and total transmission failure. You'll see gear ratio error codes P0729 through P0735, and the truck will enter limp mode. The proactive fix has 2 parts. First, replace the factory thermal bypass valve with an upgraded aftermarket thermostatic bypass kit, the Mishimoto Full Flow Bypass Kit. Part number MTC-RPTR-TBVFF is the go-to solution. This ensures constant, unrestricted fluid flow to the external cooler regardless of temperature. Second, install a deep sump aluminum transmission pan, which adds approximately 2 extra quarts of fluid capacity and significantly improves heat dissipation. If the CDF drum bushing has already migrated, the repair requires a complete transmission rebuild using Ford's revised updated CDF triple drum assembly, part number J, L3Z-7H351-B, which features a machined retaining lip to prevent the bushing from ever migrating again. That rebuild runs between $4,200 and $8,000. Number 2, using non-specification fluids and shutter additives. This mistake seems minor. It is not. Putting the wrong fluid in a 10R80 transmission is one of the fastest ways to destroy it. The 10R80 is engineered to run exclusively on Ford Mercon ULV, ultra-low viscosity, automatic transmission fluid. The clutch material friction coefficients, the valve body tolerances, and the adaptive shift programming are all calibrated specifically for that fluid. If a general repair shop tops off your transmission with standard Mercon LV, Dexron, or a universal multi-vehicle fluid, the higher viscosity and altered friction modifiers immediately disrupt the transmission's adaptive shift programming. The result is clutch slippage, harsh shifting, and a failure of the torque converter's multi-plate lockup clutch to engage smoothly. Once the converter clutch friction lining is physically damaged, it enters a rapid slip and grab cycle that the driver feels as a distinct low-frequency vibration, like driving over a rumble strip, between 35 and 55 miles per hour under light throttle. That's torque converter shudder, and it's a sign the damage is already done. The instinct for a lot of owners at that point is to reach for an aftermarket shudder fix additive. Do not do this. Those chemical additives temporarily mask the symptom while further altering fluid viscosity accelerating clutch wear, and introducing chemical debris that clogs the valve body. You're making the problem worse while it feels like you're fixing it. The only correct fluid for this transmission is genuine Ford Mercon ULV, part number XT-12-QULV. No substitutes, no additives, no exceptions. If torque converter shutter is already present, the only reliable fix is replacing the failed converter with an upgraded unit featuring high-energy friction linings designed for heavy-duty towing. And when any transmission or converter work is done, the cooler lines must be backflushed using a heated machine, not an aerosol can, and the transmission must be reprogrammed using a Ford IDS or FDRS scan tool with the correct 12-digit solenoid ID and 13-digit strategy code entered. After programming, a specific adaptive learn drive cycle must be completed. Shifts 1 through 8 at exactly 15% throttle, shifts 8 through 10 at 30% throttle up to 55 miles per hour, followed by 6 complete neutral to reverse to drive cycling sequences. Skip that drive cycle, and you'll have severe clutch timing errors from day one. Number 1, ignoring the symptoms of lead frame and speed sensor failure while towing. This is the most dangerous mistake on this list, not just for your transmission, but for your physical safety. The molded lead frame is an electronic component housed inside the transmission that contains the output shaft speed sensor, the transmission range sensor, and the fluid temperature sensors. Over time, thermal cycling and drivetrain vibration degrade the electrical connections inside this component, causing sudden, intermittent signal loss to the powertrain control module. This issue is so widespread and so serious that it triggered a National Highway Traffic Safety Administration recall covering approximately 184,000 vehicles from the 2011 and 2012 model years, and a second recall expanding to nearly 1.4 million trucks from the 2015 through 2017 model years with 6 R80 transmissions. While the earlier models suffered from speed sensor failures that dropped the truck into first gear, this 2015 to 2017 recall is caused by a failing transmission range sensor. When it fails at highway speeds, it can command a sudden, violent downshift to second gear, or drop the truck into neutral entirely. If you're towing a heavy trailer, a sudden drop to second gear can lock the rear wheels, while a drop to neutral will leave you with zero power to pull your load. The tires skid, the trailer jackknifes, you lose control. Beyond the physical danger, the torque shock from a high-speed first-gear lockup event will shatter planetary gear carriers, bend the output shaft, and potentially damage the engine's flex plate. A transmission replacement bill of $7,400 to $10,000, assuming you walk away from the event. The fix is proactive and inexpensive compared to the alternative. Replace the molded lead frame with Ford's updated heat-stabilized version. The part costs approximately $230, and verify that the PCM has been updated to the latest software calibration, which prevents the computer from commanding a first-gear downshift if an OSS signal drop is detected. Total cost, including labor and fresh fluid, runs between $800 and $1,200. Never ignore a wrench warning light on your F-150. Never dismiss erratic shifting as something to deal with later. If your truck is in the affected model year range and this service hasn't been done, it needs to be done before the next time you hook up a trailer. 7 mistakes. Oversized tires on stock gears, ignoring overdrive lockout, backing up inclines in high range, following the factory fluid interval, overlooking the bypass valve, using the wrong fluid, and ignoring lead frame failure. Every single one of these is preventable, and every single one of them has cost real F-150 owners thousands of dollars in transmission repairs that should never have happened. The 6R80 and 10R80 are capable transmissions when they're treated correctly. Treat them correctly, and they'll tow reliably for the life of the truck. Ignore these 7 things, and it's only a matter of time.